morning, everybody. Well, depending on who you are, good afternoon, good evening, as Wix fan likes to say. D Rocky Lizard here with Divine on comms, Glorious NN as always on the tracker, and we are now into the silver bracket. It's been a long time coming. I hope everyone is excited. We have some very good players here who are looking to win a medal of some sort, but first they have to go through several rounds to get there. NZT and karterfreak are the first ones up. As I said, I'm joined by Divine. Divine, how are you doing? What are you looking forward to this
I'm
stream?
looking forward to 3 games of nail biters that come down to the wire.
That's what we all hope for as interested neutrals here. So it'll be interesting to see if we do get the 3 games. Now, as you can see here on the display, we have Varia plus movement for game 1. Those of you who do not know at this point, Varia plus movement is sort of the pseudo-gravity. So you will have things like ice, spring ball, high jump, and grapple to help get you through. While it is not a guarantee that you can get through all water rooms, it does help with movement for most of them. So it's really a test to see what these players know in terms of the types of technique you can use with the combination of these. So early on, as expected, they're trying to go see the map. Shaq is guarding it potentially, which they might not have the patience for right now, but there's power bombs there, as we saw in the post Ridley room. So all they need is to get Morph Ball, and they'll be able to get those bombs, and hopefully they can go through and get the map. Because blinding isn't necessarily the most fun way of watching, or the fun type of race to see, but we'll see. The worm likes to show up in this room here, so again, they're limited on options here. This is probably going to go back into the Acid Chozo room, correct? So
Yeah.
nowhere to go really but up.
Some frogs.
Red Tower, you have ice. Yep, ice and high jump seems likely to be the way.
How about a Fantune and Red Tower? That's what we're looking for.
Did we see if there was a map in that room there? Could be very possible. We do love a good early Fantune.
I don't think there's a map, but it'd be funny.
I've seen the ones where Fantune is locked probably behind the power bombs on the left, the one near the frog, and then you have to make a choice whether to go to the right up at the top or the right down at the bottom, and that's always fun to see. So it's like supers at Bubble Mountain, and hopefully this is not a long seed in terms of waiting to get morph. We're hoping that it kind of shows itself up soon, so that we can work on getting maps.
That save can be big here. We haven't had too much branching off yet, but Carter didn't get that save, so reverts are going to be not available for him.
Yep, let's see what he finds here. He's going to run into a dead end here potentially, and like you said, if he had saved, he could easily revert. So that's, a few seconds here or there that will add up if it's not.
Yeah, now he grabs the save.
Yeah. See, as you can see, NZT, he was behind a little bit, but since he could revert, easily able to just kind of get back to where Carter is. Little things, You could technically go over through there, but Karterfreak, knowing that that's probably not in logic with only 5 super missiles, is probably going to decide to climb Red Tower just like NZT is right now. And I would be willing to bet that we're going to find what we need here at the very top. Whatever that may be. So it was good of them to actually get the super missiles before there's more. To get the super missiles before they came here, since this is missile locked. So, see what NZT does. I assume go get those power bombs.
I think both runners are gonna head right over. Even though that was a super door, might have to check that door on the left just to see what happens there. We know it's not gonna be a boss, but
yeah.
With the enemies that we have here, do we have any drop power or supers? Yeah, we have plenty that drop supers on the way back.
Yeah, the cax will drop supers.
Oh, does it pre-lava dive? Okay.
So now NZT getting those power bombs, and he can make a choice. He could wait to go see if he can get the map by going to Shack Tool, or he can try out those orange doors at Red Tower. But since Shack Tool is right here, he may as well try and find it out. Now the question is, will NZT kill Shack Tool once he clears the path for it? Really a test of one's character here. He's just doing his job.
Now, would 5 power bombs, if there was something behind that morph ball location, is that in logic or no?
It could very well be. I didn't see if they could get back. You know, we don't know what's on the other. Well, yeah. No, technically not. If you're not sure that you can get back, I didn't see what was at the bottom of that room. He kills Shack Tool. That's unfortunate. As long as there's a reliable way to get back, generally that will put it in logic. But you know, because he has spring ball and high jump, he can easily make it through. But let's see here. Missiles.
Oh yeah, you have spring ball. They don't need power bombs to bomb jump there.
Nice double room. He'll take up. Location. Interesting. You might peek here to see what we have here. Now that I think about it, I think the map is accessed through Bubble Mountain. Might have been worth checking there too. It didn't occur to me until we already got to Shack Tool that Bubble Mountain may be the way to go for the map.
Oh yeah, through the center at the bottom of Bubble Mountain,
yeah.
Possibly.
So
yeah, I think that's
here.
Yeah, that's got to be where it comes, where we connect to.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to connect. No. So both of these players will be searching Meridia blind for the time being. Edible Toaster, always one to make sure that the breakfast is ready.
Yeah, so it's definitely through the bottom of Bubble Mountain.
I think he's realizing now, and yeah, he's going to revert and do this. It's going to cost him a couple minutes in the short term, but I really do think this is the right play, just because we don't know what Meridia has.
Do you think the better option here would be to double revert and check the bottom? Because he has the supplies there. It won't be the best thing to do, but I think the short term gain in information might outweigh the amount of time that he has to take to get back.
That's a good point. I do think though that if he were to double revert, he'd have to come back to the post croc room and grab the power bombs and then head back. So it's probably equal in time, I think, because yeah, he'd have to go back to this room. he has to get some power bombs. I think he'll get some power bombs right here.
Yeah, no, I meant like just a double revert just so that we could get the map. And if it turns out that because we could just go back to that save that he just made afterwards.
Yeah, I do like that. I do like that. So you would, yeah, so you wouldn't have to take out Shack Tool again, thank goodness. But I think the save was before he had to get power bombs. So you have to get power bombs in order to open up Bubble Mountain, in order to see
Did
the map.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He did save. He did save after or before power bombs. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I think this is still the right move. NZT probably kicking himself. Oh, I should have done this earlier, but that's fine. He will get the map here. So there's a Spospo that is absolutely not needed. Sorry for those Spospo people. He's going to probably revert and then go up. That looks like worst room in the game. He can do that with high jump and spring ball and a lot of supers. Those pirates will be tricky though. I guess technically he could do Spore Spawn.
Carter opting to completely skip the map at this point.
Yeah, so he's going to be blinding, taking some time here. I didn't see what was at the end of this Batoon hallway, but if there's nothing but like a save point or a missile, I mean, that just points to the advantage of just getting the map so you know not to waste time doing this. Oh, Carter taking heavy hits from the Metroid. I think, yeah, NZT is going to attempt worst room in the game with no... Oh, I think he's going to refill.
Yeah, there was no majors here. There was... The two majors were just to the rightish of Bubble Mountain.
Yeah, I think I saw them. The only way to get there was through worst room in the game or Spore Spawn, but you'd have to do some underwater traversing to get to Spore Spawn in the first place. So I think this is a good move from NZT. He's going to hopefully look and see. The map looks to be pretty close for Wreck Ship. He will check it out, and if there's nothing here, he's going to bail.
Yeah, so because NZT and karterfreak saved at like the same times, that point, and Carter doesn't have power bombs right now, that, yeah, they would have had to backtrack anyways.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think what he will do is what you were talking about, Divine. He's going to go get the power bombs. He will get the map, and then just to see where he's going. Does he have Morph right now?
No, he got Morph after the save.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so NZT doing better with the revert to get the map. As you see here, he has to backtrack here to get Morph, and then yeah, great map location for Wreck Ship. It's taking NZT a lot more time than he would have liked. He's gonna have to go to the right and then around. The only thing blocking his way from getting this map potentially would probably be like a speed or a Ridley fight. He should be able to get this with a super missile through the blue gate. Nope, wrong way. Oh. No! There we go. One missile spare, which is going to help him when he gets this green door. Oh. This could be Fantoon. He's going to try to mock ball through and check it out because it's pretty tough with no speed.
Yep.
It is Fantoon. So 5 missiles. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no. Yeah, those things hit hard. Without double suit, those will hit for 40 each. That's unfortunate. It'll cost him a little bit of time as he has to backtrack to wreck ship, but at least he knows that wreck ship is absolutely necessary. Karterfreak in the
Carter's
meantime
still without map here. I think he's heading over towards map.
Yeah, he will go to map right now, and it'll be interesting to see if he sticks with Meridia to try to get those items, or if he elects to peek wreck ship. I don't think either is the wrong decision, because I think you'll peek wreck ship anyway, but these items might help you get through it. Obviously, if you get something like charge or gravity, those could be useful, but shall see.
So on a scale from 1 to 10, how hard do you think it is to do worst room in the game right now?
So with this loadout, I think the biggest issue is clearing out those pirates at the bottom of the room, especially if you're not comfortable with that high jump through to get around the section where you blow up the blocks. One hit will kill you with no E-tank. So it is pretty tough, and that's why I don't think it's the worst idea to actually go through Spore Spawn, because then you only have to dodge that one pirate right near the right side door. I think NZT was doing some farming before going to face Fantoon. So you get an optional but probably better route, Spore fight. So enjoy. And then it's up to you who you want to do audio for, but we only get Spo so often.
Yeah, Jam.
Karterfreak has to be pretty careful too. I don't know if you can farm super missiles from these, and it takes 4. Oh, did he get a double in there? Derp and Colton saying you cannot get drops from here, so he might have missed.
Yeah, and he didn't save either.
Oh no.
Yeah, he just have to get back and get morph now. That's very bad.
So at this point, he's gonna go get power bombs as well, and he will be close to wreck ship. I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes to wreck ship instead. Spore Spawn claims another victim.
This means that Spore Spawn is harder than worst room in the game.
Yeah. Carter, you need morph. Carter's avatar is one of the coolest I've seen in this tournament, but you can definitely tell from it that he's very frustrated in the early going. So, understandable. He's had to get morph. This will be his 3rd time. And NZT, as expected, having a slight bit of trouble here with Fantoon with only 5 missiles, but he finishes Fantoon off. Why does I say that? So we will see if there's anything worth getting from wreck ship, or if he's just going to bail. I'm of the mind that if E-tanks are close by, that you kind of go for it at this point. It's just so tenuous having no E-tanks and only Varia.
It's a kind of a spiraling effect when you take an early death or take an early revert that you don't really want to, that you feel that you need to stop to not take saves to try and make up time, which is just a silly habit, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, it kind of compounds itself, which would make it really unfortunate. So hopefully, Carter can catch back up in some respects here, but NZT with the early lead. He saw a couple of majors. I think he can only get 1 right now, and that's the one in Main Street. The other two, there's Aqueduct, which is locked without gravity or speed, and then the one in the sand pit is speed locked. So he would be able to get he could get the item in sand pit, but he wouldn't be able to get out because the decor room is what's necessary to get back up. So I imagine he's going to go slide through the small gap in Everest to get the item in Main Street, and then he will probably duck out of here. Karterfreak, save please.
Yeah.
Okay, so with this save, I think he's going to try to get these majors, which depending on the majors, they could help him catch up, but you're going to need something pretty important, such as gravity or maybe even speed that will allow you to get those items in Rex ship. But
or something that NZT's not likely to go back and try and look for, or maybe like Charge Beam. Like that'd be pretty far out of the way, depending on how far into the run they get.
Exactly. Yeah, so we'll see what this is. Usually when you get something early and available, it's something lame like X-ray scope or... but we'll see.
Carter just saved.
Okay.
Well,
that is not lame at all.
As I say, maybe Charge is here for Carter. NZT just stumbles upon it.
The Divine with the perfect call. I was way off in saying it was something lame like X-ray, so... it'll be interesting to see what Carter gets from... Oh, Carter! Patience. Alright, one more. There we go. So right now NZT is looking, he's thinking, how can I get those majors? And he's realizing he cannot get those majors because he is speed locked. Would speed be here? Possibly. We shall see.
I need to start taking screenshots of these so I can pay attention.
Alright, we have bombs here, which does help a little bit.
I mean, we have infinite bond jumps in some of these rooms,
yeah,
which...
Exactly. You get a little bit of can fly going on. You don't have to worry about collecting power bombs as much. Screw attack. So, out of 1 to scale of 1 to 10 in terms of usefulness, I'd probably give this about a 6.
Yeah. More good than bad, I'd say here.
Yeah, for example, you could get through rooms like Gauntlet and so forth with much more easily, especially with only 1 E-tank. But the play now is to go to Rex ship, I think. Yeah, he's gonna... Gotta be careful here. Gotta be careful here. He's not out of the woods yet here. Some tricky traversing with those pirates who hit a little bit less hard. The fish hits hard, but you still want to make sure you get careful getting through here.
Ooh, looks like NZT's coming back for these majors.
Alright, so Carter's in a little bit of trouble here. He can get out of this, as we know. We've seen him be able to do this. But again, this is just extra time that's costing him. An alternative to this one, and this is one that I would do at this point because I'm not good at what Carter's trying to do, is to do a double spring ball jump. he could freeze the fish and do a single spring ball jump, but he makes it out. Very impressive. NZT's going to... Oh, he forgot to turn spring ball off first. So he's just going to do a single spring ball jump to get on the fish. And then he's going to make his way over to... We get 2 Spore Spawn fights. Let's go.
We'll see.
Now, since NZT has missiles, he can safely do this. He also has 9 super missiles, so no fear of revert here. He's going to go and he's going to get these items here. Excuse me. Karterfreak electing to run through Turian to see what he might find. It's an okay move by him. We only know that Wreck Ship is valuable because we've seen NZT do it, but he's right here. I would have peeked that item, but he might be able to get it up here. Yeah, he can just get it right here. Carter going to get the map first, I believe. No. He will get this item here. X-ray scope. Oh.
Supers.
Super is a little less valuable now that we know that charge is here. You're not doing that. Karterfreak is committed to getting this map, which is fine, but I do want to... I would have at least tried to see what that item was up there. Oh, we have Brinstar Reserve Room. Alright. So more supers. Carter might be thinking at this point, this could be an ammo seed. But as we know, we have charge here very close by, so... yeah, kind of sucks. Derp. It's a little slow. There were a couple of reverts from both sides that kind of bogged it down a little bit too. But there's nothing really like... There's nothing like majorly helping their progress. And it's kind of making for a slower seed. I think we're going to come up... It's probably going to be one of those 1 hour seeds at least. Not to take credit away from these runners, but it's just one of those slower seeds that, you know, no one's really at fault for.
Yeah.
So this is tricky here. Did he reverted bombs and screw?
He reverted bombs and screw, yeah. I feel like I'm 60% towards the play. Because knowing that is likely not the logic that the game needs you to follow leads him to believe that he needs to go explore elsewhere and save that minute 50, who knows, that it took him to get there, that he doesn't need the stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those, right? Because you're thinking, okay, what is in logic with bombs and screw attack at this point? Obviously, bombs helps for ammo in case you run out of power bombs. You know, you can fly with them. I get it too, because you know you do want to save time, and there's not a lot of rooms where even screw attack would help. But think about if you only have, well, in this case he has 10. It turns out to be a good move, but I have those nightmares where you go through Gauntlet, use all your power bombs, and then you have to go back because you got a good item and you don't have the ammo for it. Because bombs and screw attack would have helped with that. So yeah, I think it's you can go either way. I'm not gonna hate either decision. But for me personally, I probably would have kept it, but I do tend to play a little more conservative. Maybe NZT is feeling like he's behind Karterfreak right now because he had to take a couple reverts, so he has to play a little more. He has to play a little bit more. I don't want to say carelessly, but just like, you know, he definitely
still has charge.
Yeah, he has.
Because he had a wait, did he? Yeah, because he didn't have it for Fantoon. No.
Yeah.
Did he?
He did.
No,
He
he
got.
didn't.
He beat Fantoon and then he got charged because he knew where charges after. I did
Yeah.
notice that underwater gate glitch first time. Very impressive. Because that is in very hard logic, I believe. I think he has 20 supers, but that's still very tough. You could easily use up all your supers trying to get that. All right, let's see if Carter elects to try to see what's down there for that item. He's not for now. I think because he knows the map is somewhat close, that he can check later if it's a major item.
Um, Main Street's the one with the upwards speed charge, right? Up in the ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where Main Street was where charge was. I don't think he reset Main Street.
Yeah, I think he's fine. I hope he's fine. Otherwise, you would have to do Fantoon as well.
Yeah, I
That would,
don't see him reverting Fantoon.
yeah. That's just a one big loop.
Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
Oh, so this actually might lead to the map. I don't think Carter got the map or
He did
Turian.
not. No, not yet.
He might have been put off by Lava Dive. But Carter Freak's going to get a Norfair map of his own here. Great. Oh, there are a lot of
Jeez.
bosses here. So we know where all the G4 bosses are.
Um,
Now let's plan this out if you're Carter Freak. He doesn't have charge. He has 20 super missiles. He would need at least 2 more super missile packs if he wants to take out Ridley. There are that's looking very tough for him. And we saw Mother Brain and Turian. Okay, so yeah, there's no need to explore Brinstar potentially. We haven't seen where Criteria is at all. The people want a blind ship escape.
I don't see a blind ship escape being worth it here.
Oh, I didn't see what exactly it took to get to Kraid, but if that's what 8 tiles, right, for Frog Speedway. That could be an issue in terms of progressing. So yeah, Carter's
Yeah.
gonna have to find speed, as is NZT, if that's what it is.
I don't see escape being anything less than at least 3 minutes probably at this point.
Potentially we could have, yeah, because you'd have to go from Turin, you'd have to go through. I didn't see any connectors in Meridia, so you'd have to go through Norfair. You would have to go through Brinstar, and then probably Criteria. Oh, he quickly paused at Norfair. I didn't see again where, if that was Frog Speedway. So NCT, he's been reverting a lot, and he picked up a reserve that he no longer has. He still has to go E-tank hunting if he wants to beat the game. I think he's, I still consider him firmly in the lead because he has done all of Rick's ship, but his reverts are costing. He's gonna get reserve right here too. That's a good point too, and he doesn't know that Rex ship. See, here's the problem too. You go through and you skip Rex ship because you think, oh, there's nothing at Rex ship. There never is, and you start kind of falling into that, especially considering he's so far away from Wreck Ship right now. That it's kind of difficult to know what to do now. If he finds speed in Brinstar and it's speed locked, that could potentially help him because NZT would still have to find speed. But at the end of all this, he does have to go back to Wreck Ship eventually. Carter's in Brinstar now. Didn't see where the map was, but I assume he's going to go straight for that. The majors in Wreck Ship were speed locked. Or technically, if he had gravity, he could go through Aqueduct and get the items. He could get the items in Aqueduct with gravity. But the sand pit is Decora block. He would have to use speed to escape.
I'm confused by NZT didn't even check to see what the middle of Big Pink was.
Huh. Interesting. Alright, so this is just going to be a Metroid room that takes it back into Big Pink. Okay. There is nothing in Brinstar. Although it might be a good idea to get a couple X's and take out Ridley now. Other than that, it's very bare bones. So he has to get the Turian map. He hasn't set foot in Wreck Ship. I hope he hasn't forgotten about Wreck Ship. You can see, you could tell Carter's a little frustrated here, hoping that Brinstar was the play. I think at this point he's looking for majors. Once he saw that was I think that was a right-sided map. I haven't seen the C connection either. We have to have, it has to be somewhere that we can see by now because we've got the Norfair map, we have the Brinstar map, we have Turian, we have Meridia, we have Wreck Ship. But I didn't see the C connection. I did not catch that.
I feel like of the maps we've seen so far, the only ones that I can't remember that we saw recently, C's got to be through Wreck Ship. It has to be in Wreck Ship.
That's what Unforeseen Menace is saying. So that in that case, that would help Carter because obviously he knows what Brinstar is like, and it would take a little bit of knowledge from him that okay, here's 3 of the G4 bosses here. Turian, if I get the map, it's going to be Mother Brain there. Then Phantom obviously has to be in Wreck Ship. But the issue here is I think he's going to go check out Turian. Derp saying Carter is actually really ahead because if it's in Wreck Ship, like we're talking about, criteria is off of Wreck Ship, he could potentially. Oh, okay. I see what Carter's doing now. He's trying to finish off Norfair here, which I think is the right idea. I think what he'll want to do is just get all the X's he can, go back up to Norfair, take care of those 3 bosses, and be done with Norfair and Brinstar. That is the right move, I think, at this point. Although it looks like could be going back down to Wreck Ship now. Oh yeah, that's true. I keep forgetting that Kraid might be speed locked. Yeah, if we have a speed lock, this seed goes over an hour easily. Sendero with the confirmation there that it is Frog Speedway. So if that's the case, we could potentially have to go into criteria to get speed. We don't know where speed is. And that is so much backtracking that the players are gonna hate. I hate it, and I'm calming.
Back and forth and back and forth. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, this seed is kind of booty cheeks. Any math majors know how many ice charge shots it would take with 20 supers to kill Ridley?
If you told me the numbers, I could do it, but
What is ice charge like? 200?
how much health does
That.
Ridley have? Like 24 or something?
So super. So 600 per. So that's 12,000. So you need about 6,000 more hits. Yeah, Carter's about to get Turian here, and he will see Mother Brain. I didn't see what majors, if there were any majors here in Turian. 133. Thank you, NN.
Oh, so wait. Oh yeah. So yeah, 18. Ridley has 18,000. Yeah.
Yeah, Ridley's 18,000.
Yeah. So 20 supers put you at 12,000. Need 6. Yeah, 6,000 damage worth of charge ice.
Yeah.
Too many.
Charge does 90. God, there is so much math early in the morning. It's still 9:40 here in the West Coast. Oh, and then telling me no excuses. It's 1:42 right now.
Anna never sleeps, so he can't say that.
That's true. You can double spring ball jump this. NZT having a little bit of issue here. He's gonna try to do the double spring ball, I believe.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Yep. And then he's gonna mash pause right now, and then he's gonna do one more spring ball jump.
Yeah, 67 shots, but
yeah, the double spring ball jump is a strat and very hard. It's used actually a lot of the times in this setting because you need to do a double spring ball jump sometimes if you beat Kraid without gravity. Other than that, there's not very many other places where it could be useful. Hey Tickles, so it's kind of hard to tell who's ahead right here. I think Derp is saying Carter Freak might be ahead here because he is going to get the wreck ship knowledge, or he's going to go get the wreck ship and fight Fantoon. NZT has fought Fantoon already. It's a little tricky at this point because we still don't know where speed is, and speed is necessary to kill Kraid.
So Carter still doesn't have a means to deal with Ridley or Mother Brain. So in that aspect, he's a little bit behind. I'm sure there's a couple of X's they might be able to find towards it's whoever finds some way to create first for speed. Whoever finds speed first is pretty much gonna take this, honestly.
Yeah, and I think to Derp's point here, Carter Freak could be considered in the lead because he's probably, if criteria is close to wreck ship, he's probably closer to finding speed than NZT is. Cruel Beans is trying to make Gmode a thing. It's not going to be a thing here. At least I don't think they know how to do that. I would love to see it. I would love to be able to sound smart and try to explain it, but I don't think. I think you need X-ray. Okay, yeah. Okay. It's a slow game, but it's pretty intriguing because we just don't know where the path to victory is. God.
Yeah, we're about to see the map. We'll see what happens here, or not. Oh yeah, because Carter knew it was a fan. Actually, did he know? He did know, because criteria.
So he's gonna take care of Dragon here, which you know, I don't hate because he's on the northeast side of Norfair, and Craig's on the northwest, so it's not like you'd have to go out of your way a little bit. So you might as well take care of Dragon right now.
He didn't lose to Spospo. He just didn't have the ammo.
Yeah.
Or decided
we'll call
not
it
to.
We'll call it a draw at best.
He had 1 missile and 5 supers left, and I don't know how far into it he was. But oh, no missiles. He didn't even have any
no
missiles.
He had 1 super, and he still needed 2 supers to take him out.
Yeah.
Okay, quick draw with the existential questions. If you go into Mother Brain with no ammo, did you lose to Mother Brain?
Well,
I mean,
do you lose if you don't win? No, those are not. Mutually inclusive, exclusive, whatever you want to say.
Mutually exclusive, yeah. No, it's just that no one won. There we go.
Yeah.
We win as fans because we got to see Spospo 3 times.
All right, criteria here at the bottom of wreck ship.
All right, thank you, Carter.
Quite out of the way though. Jeez, it's at the bottom of main.
So kind of a. I don't say it's not a throw or anything, but it is a little bit of an overlook by NZT. Now you say to yourself, I don't need to go to criteria. We'll just blind the ship to you, and it's kind of the same thing. You don't know what in criteria. Now we don't know for sure if speed is in criteria. We don't know for sure, but
at this point, I'm pretty sure. Well, we know that it has to be in criteria.
Yeah, I think so too, because there's no way it could be. It can't be in Aqueduct. It can't be in the sand pit because you would need speed to get out. So yeah, I would say that I think you're right. It's got to be in criteria. So right now, it's a race to criteria, but let's see if karterfreak. Let's see if Carter grabs grabs charge here.
So, seeing all of the majors that we've seen so far, and knowing that we have 1 map left, we're gonna have like 7 majors in criteria.
Yeah, you're gonna get all your beams here. In criteria. Yeah, technically, that is true. I guess you could get gravity in criteria, X-ray in criteria, and then you go back up to wreck ship, and speed is in aqueduct.
So after 48 minutes, wow, it's already been 48 minutes. Jeez, our runners are like 30 seconds, a minute apart right now.
Yeah, and since NZT has beaten Dragon, I think it's a little bit of advantage for NZT now. Oh, look at that early criteria map.
I mean, you say commanding lead, but it's essentially 1 boss in like a minute-ish. But given all of the information that we know, I would say yes, but our runners are looking for speed. There's 7 majors in criteria. Who knows how close or far apart they are? Whoever lucks upon it first is gonna probably finish a lot faster.
Now, I only saw the one major there, and that was at the Batoon hallway, at the E-tank room. I didn't see where the other ones were. The ship is below Batoon E-tank room, but I don't know.
Did we? Wait, did we get we got a map here?
Yeah, he got map, and he's headed towards a major here. Right there. See, I only see that one major there.
There's one above and one to the left. I saw two there, but
all right. Let's see what we got.
I mean, unless that I missed majors in other areas.
If it's gravity, we have to get X-ray 2 for. Uh-oh. Careful! Careful!
Who are you talking to? NZT still has a reserve. He's fine.
I know. Just doing this with only. And he does have Varia, but. Okay.
Alright, let's see Carter.
Hold. Hold.
1, 2.
Oh!
He didn't go fully left eye criteria. Okay, wait, so there's only 2 majors in criteria?
I think there were a few in Norfair that they couldn't get or something. There were a few more, I thought, but only 2 in criteria is a little odd.
Oh, there's like 2 or 3 in Aqueduct?
Yeah, you still have Aqueduct, and if there's only 2 here, I think it has to be speed. I think we have to have speed here.
Does anything else lock us? Is Aqueduct available right now?
Aqueduct would only be available if he had speed, and that's why I think this bottom left item has to be speed.
I think logically this has to be speed. There's nothing else it can be.
Yeah. This is kind of an ugly criteria. NZT took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. Nice use of the screw attack, which NZT does not have. I had to guess. I would say this bottom item is going to be speed, and Aqueduct will be gravity.
It could be very well be, but it can't be. It can't be beans. It has to be speed. There's nothing else it could be. Every other major is locked behind speed.
Slight advantage to NZT, by the way. He's closer to that major, and he's beaten Dragon. Carter hasn't. The sandpit item can't be speed because it's speed lock to get back up. It leads into the decor room, and you would need speed to get out.
If there's not a blatant loop, then it can't be logic.
Yeah.
You can't enter an area that you can't get out of and have that be in logic. You can't blind into something that won't be logic.
I'm still trying to figure that out because there's some weird exceptions I've seen. And I'm still trying to figure out the logic of that because I would say like 95% of the time that's true. But this is one of those 95%. There's no way it can be. There's no way that could be speed. And right, speed. Plasma. Oh my god.
All right, okay.
There you
one
go.
more.
All right. Plot twist on the plot twist. So that Spazer became completely useless. Oh, God.
Baby!
Carter made up a little bit of time. He's a couple rooms behind NZT.
NZT opting to just tank it with a reserve.
There it is. Now the question is, will NZT go to Aqueduct, or will he just book it to beat the game?
Still needs an E-tank at this point, or a reserve.
Yeah.
Has what, 600 damage beam at this point, so
300. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 600.
and NZT is also a boss up at this point, I think.
Yeah.
If there's an E-tank on the way, just grab the E-tank, head straight to Ridley, get it out of the way.
Yeah, there's E-tanks if you fall through Sandpit. I don't know if it's worth it. There's got to be some more on the way that are better. Yeah. So, given how NZT's played lately with lots of reverts and things like that, he probably feels he's behind. I doubt he goes for the Aqueduct item, even if it is gravity. But remains to be seen.
Three tank Varia is enough for Barbarian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, one catch-up hit and you're in a bad place.
How does that damage reduction work for Motherbrain though? Because otherwise they're 50% reductions each.
Yeah, so the Varia will half the damage from the beam. And then
on top of another 50% reduction already?
No, so the only reduction from the beam comes from Varia. If you have gravity, it's not going to protect you. It still would take six. It would still take 6 energy tanks.
Okay.
Beans would finish this seed in 25 minutes. My goat. What say you, Beans?
Interesting.
Yeah, right. Okay. It's not a terribly. He's tempted.
I think it's a hard. Do I want to know what that is, Anan?
Yeah, these players just keep coming with craziest strats. It's like G mode, but it's R. It's like rated G, but instead it's rated R.
Oh, jeez.
That's all I can guess. Carter's on NZT's heels, but again, he still has another boss to take care of. Yeah, he's going straight for the bosses. Yeah, I don't blame him. Let's see if karterfreak does the same here. I think NZT had the better route getting out of wreck ship, by the way.
Two.
I mean, who's gonna prove NN wrong at this point? I can't believe the C mode in logic. How about Z mode? You know, who's gonna disprove him? You know?
This
Oh,
is A mode where you sit and pause screen for a couple hours.
Okay, here. Carter's going to go get this item. It's 2 a.m. in Australia. He very well could be BSing at this point. Oh.
All right, now just NZT needs the energy
This has
back
to be
to.
gravity. This has. Oh, it's space jump. It's not gonna be too big of a help in terms of catching up. Karterfreak giving those missiles a disrespect. My God. He looks at it, says no thanks, and just walks away. What a Chad.
He even gave it the double back just to make sure that he really said, "Nah, you're not worth it."
Oh, this is not it. This is very hard logic, I think. I've never been able to do this. What he could do alternatively is, no, well, you can just do that and make it look cool. He could speed out of the Mission Impossible room and get a short charge so that he can get through here, but it would cost him some HP, and that obviously, as you see, was a... Yeah, he's not going for sand pits. I didn't see if there was there a major top right of Aqueduct?
Top right of it?
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, because the top right, yeah, he got space jump. Yeah. I thought you meant like
top right in
of the
Aqueduct,
Aqueduct
but
room.
not like outside of it. Yeah.
I don't know where Wave is.
I
mean, Wave could have been in Sandpit, but I guess my statement should be I don't know where the last major is.
Class 2. You still have Gravity and Wave.
Right.
And X-Ray.
Oh, yeah, there was X-Ray, too. Yeah, so there's 2 majors that we're not accounting for that have completely overlooked. But
nice.
yeah, NZT's in boss equal die mode right now. So, short of any like throws from NZT, this looks like his match to lose.
Was there an extra one in North Fair?
There could have been. The sandpit only had one. That was the bottom right item that only has one item in it. It's not the one where you can get 2 for 1.
There was a...
Are we taking grade to prom? Or is this a KQK? Yeah, okay.
No, I think the sandpit was
right
the...
There. Yeah, there we go. Those could be 2 majors up there. Right next to Kraid on the left. There, it's the Green Pirates. Yeah, the Crumble Shaft. Thank you. So yeah, that's where it was. Those are probably double majors. Which unfortunately you could not have gotten before speed, because I think you get speed locked out of it. That is okay. If gravity is behind that, that's evil, because there's no way you get gravity in this scene.
It's not as disgusting as the... What was it? Was it a Metroid seed yesterday that everyone was doing?
Oh,
there's some disgustingly large loop that was just... there's no way you would ever thought that it was in logic.
I do remember that being... Yeah, okay. That was pretty terrible, too. All right, NZT looking to finish this seed up in about 10 minutes. I say he probably finished this about 1:13. That's nice of it's nice of the map to have a save right next to Ridley. Would have been interesting to see how far he would have gone out of the way in order to save. Now this is not a free fight. As you can see right now, he doesn't have gravity, and yeah, he's just bailing on it now, and I don't blame him. Of course, he doesn't know how far karterfreak is, but at this point, you're just kind of like, well, I could invest 2 minutes into this fight and then die right at the end. He knows it wasn't a good start. Karterfreak is taking creative prompt. Look at those feet. Any braid feet enthusiasts in chat?
Rippers.
Oof. NZT with the pseudo screw to help protect him. Actually, I don't think that protects him. It doesn't protect him in the same way that screw attack would. NZT has to be careful. Alright, now we should just unload on supers here.
Yeah. Should be plenty.
Yeah. Manipulating the pogo! No!
Oh!
No! Oh my god. Alright, well, if karterfreak has any chance, it's this. The lack of energy tanks coming back to bite NZT a little bit. You know, karterfreak has one fewer tank, so his margin of error is a lot less. But I know as well as anybody how much a game could turn by virtue of a Ridley fight gone wrong. So again, yeah, he has less health, less super missiles, but if Carter can do the Ridley fight, you still have NZT ahead because again, Carter hasn't beaten Dragon yet, but we'll see. So far, so good from NZT. Okay, so there's the color change, so now NZT should be looking to load up on super missiles. There it is. Alright, this should be good.
Yeah, it should be more than enough to finish him off.
Jump! Okay, that was dirty. No way. Alright, there we go. Ridley with a middle finger on the way out. Get him out of here.
Ooh, Carter at 20 health here.
Oh!
Yeah, fake grab.
Yeah, that's the issue. I think Carter's going to have just as much trouble as NZT on this, if not more so. Yeah, I was practicing 300 health Ridley fight with just Varia, and it's not a given. I mean, just to your top racers, your top racers, they could probably do this, you know, fairly comfortably. But even very good racers like NZT and karterfreak, it's not a given. Plus, you know, they're probably molding a little bit from this seed, which has not been the best seed. I wouldn't be surprised if that's factoring into some way. But yeah, again, it's not free.
There we go.
So
anything down for Carter?
Yeah, he actually did have a little bit of easier time. He only died once, and he did it with one fewer E-tank, so that's quite impressive for him.
Now Carter's on to a Dragon.
Yeah. That does not loop. I mean, he could loop down and take bowling, but no. Plaid, yeah, it's tough at first. I think once you get used to how you manipulate Ridley to get him into his pogos, that's going to give you the best shot of winning. Other than that, it's the more he's off screen, the harder it is to anticipate his attacks, and he'll just wreck you if he stays up there. So as long as he starts his little pogo and you know how to manipulate him, so he pogos to the left afterwards, that's what helps these racers get him with such small loadouts. But I mean, like a few months ago, I struggled at it as well. Now I would say comfortably, 4 E-tanks is enough as long as I have Maria. For me, these runners, you see, they can do it with even less. So, credit to these runners, for working on all the aspects of the game. You never know, you practice everything. You never know when it'll show up or if it doesn't show up at all. So they have to be ready for anything. That's what makes these races so enthralling. Like sometimes you don't have to do a suitless Ridley. Sometimes you have to do a suitless Ridley. Or sometimes you have to beat Mother Brain with just Spazer in charge. Is there a way to manipulate him to start the pogo? I heard that he turns around when you go under him, then jump, they can grab you on the... So the beginning of the fight, I think for me, what I tend to do is after he does his initial screech, I fire a few shots at him, then I stay low on the ground. More often than not, he starts the right side. Pogo, go underneath, jump up to get him to turn left, and then do the usual thing. But I know people are more experienced than I at getting the pogo to start, but usually if I stay low on the ground, that's when he initiates that first right-sided pogo.
I'm sure there's more than enough guides online somewhere that'll tell you.
Yeah, this isn't even a Map Rando thing, it's a speedrunning thing, and so since there's a lot of stuff on speedrunning, it should be fairly easy to find that information. But from my experience, that's what's helped me the most. Most of the time I can get him to pogo. I think NZT will grab the E-tank at the pre-Dragon room. Also, it's kind of crazy. He has 3 E-tanks, so to speak, and 2 of them are reserve tanks. Be careful.
Jeez. Oh.
Be careful. Be careful.
Oh
no.
My god.
He saved.
You have the beams to deal with these guys. Just use them.
Oh yeah, just use the beams to go through. Oh my god. Okay. If he did not save after beating Ridley, okay. So it's a couple of minutes, but these are fairly uncharacteristic for
They have ice and plasma.
And what you could do with the key hunters, you could do the iframe thing where you just shoot through them as you run through them. There's a couple of ways to get through that. Yeah, it's hard if you're gonna try to brute force it that way, but NZT's pretty accomplished as a map friend. I figured he would have forgot about that too. Oh.
I mean, even if it takes ages, I'd rather it take the 10-15 seconds extra than
exactly extra than having to backtrack for 2 minutes. You have space, Carter. I think he just wants to show off that Link sprite more, which I am fully in agreement. Why did he go back through Dragon to grab a tank? Carter, there are much easier tanks out there. This is what you're talking about, Devi. Yeah, this is what he should have done in the first place. Again, he might be thinking, Carter's almost at the end, I gotta brute force some of this stuff. But even if you brute force stuff, you can do the trick where you have iframes as you shoot through them. If there's no save spot around here close by, I think he goes and he gets the he gets the E-tank. No, he's going for it. And he goes for it. Okay.
I guess be careful though.
I'm very scared for NZT.
Yeah. Don't have a lot to work with here.
He does have 25 super missiles, so that will be well, 22 now, because he had to, finish MB1. So this is 22 supers, and I think six, no,
600 beam.
10 charge shots.
Well, it's 13 2.
10 shot. Yeah, okay, so it is 10 shots. Okay, that's what I thought. Oh my god! He landed right at the end of that the catch up. Okay, so they're 600s. Okay. NZT coming in clutch with the
escape timers, everyone.
69 says NN.
2 minutes 15 seconds.
That's pretty close. I think 69 seconds is pretty close. I'm gonna go 120.
315.
Oh my
damn.
god.
I was right at the beginning of the seed. Wow, when I was like, this is gonna be more than 3 minutes. Jeez.
Oh, NGT saying hi to the plants.
File bloom.
So let's go through Turian, a little bit in Meridia, just like one room, down to Wreck Ship, and then Criterion. I forgot, the Criterion map's pretty far, or the Criterion ship is pretty far away from the Wreck Ship entrance, so now that I think about it. Okay, so Carter is pretty close to Mother Brain here. If NCT fails this escape, which they tend to be a little bit more lenient with longer times, but if he does fail this, that would be Carter's, that would be his invitation to steal this one.
Yeah.
I think he's got it, though.
I think so, too. Main differences are deaths.
So, Carter will have a little bit of a longer fight here because he does not have 22 supers.
Especially without the full charge or the charge shots.
Yep. It's funny, isn't it, folks? For a long time, I thought Karterfreak was behind so much, but a couple deaths, and I think Carter had slightly better routing coming back to Wreck Ship. That's helped him catch up, and then obviously NZT had a little bit of trouble with Ridley. And it's like they're going to be off by about 4 minutes, which isn't, about 3 minutes, which is not bad at all. I think this was just not a very good scene.
I don't know about 3 minutes. I mean, there's been a bunch of transitions, but their timers are only minute 30 apart.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, maybe 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Yeah. So this NZT is about to get into Criteria. This should be comfortable for him. Yeah, Fox. We just want a good competitive matchup, and that's what we got. Anytime you have them both on the escape, it's always nice to see, especially after such a frustratingly long seed. It's frustrating for them. They probably want to get out of this and do something that has a little bit more movement, like gravity, something with gravity. So Yeah, it's refreshing to see a better seed. It'll be refreshing to see a better seed.
I don't think no objectives is guaranteed to be a ban, but Metroids is just
Yeah, no
never,
one likes Metroid. I did
never.
not ban. I did not ever ban Metroids. I like it in a very cursed kind of way. Um, it's a little different, right? You don't need as much ammo, as much HP. Good game to NZT, by the way. Way to finish that off with Carter hot on his heels. And yeah, there's nothing better than a no objective game 3.
No objective chaos is fine, but Metroid is just like sadistic no objective.
Yeah, especially when you know that even the best runners sometimes have to deal with an hour 30 scene. It's like you don't know what you're gonna get, and so maybe the runners kind of like that predictability, which I don't blame them. Too much out of their comfort zone. They might not know how to react when it's already live or one-on-one situation. I get it. I also don't blame Carter for finishing this out. It's near the end anyway. I'm sure they're gonna talk to each other on race time, talk about how awful the seed was, take a break, and we'll get back right in for game 2. So that will be Carter's pick. It'll be interesting if he goes double suit or 9+1.
NCT in the race time lobby saying, GG's, I'm sorry I rolled that one.
Well, you never know what you're going to get, right? You could get a 35-minute seed. Both of these runners are fairly capable, more than capable of doing a Varia in 35 minutes. It's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So Carter will be hoping this goes to a game 3. I'm going to. We can see what he picked already. Sometimes they like to pick right before each match, but sometimes they like to do it right at the beginning. Yeah, I'm too lazy to check it out. I'll keep the suspense. I think Carter's gonna do double suit, but
there's no pick yet.
Okay, thank you. Look at that energy tank.
Oh yeah, NCT's timer's still going. I just noticed.
I will say, if it does go to game 3, depending on how long this goes, there is a non-zero chance that I might have to duck out in the middle of that.
Welcome back, everybody. Game 2 of NZT versus karterfreak. We have double suit coming up for you.
Welcome back. It looks like Carter and NZT are set up and ready to go for game 2 double suit. Those of you who joined late, welcome. Make sure you give these wonderful runners a follow when you can. NZT took the first game of Varia plus items in a somewhat crazy seed.
Don't you dare, Seed. Don't you dare. Okay.
Were you hoping for speed?
I was hoping it anything but morph.
Make him work for it a little bit, But here's Morph. Morph's got to be here. Syncing up the stream here. In the meantime, giving us some suspense. E-tank. Well, it did take 35 minutes to find an E-tank. NZT went through Everest first. Carter getting that energy tank. Another Spo fight? That was the same room too, wasn't it? It was off
That's
of,
exactly the same room. Yep.
Let's go.
Over here's worst room of the game.
Oh.
Nah.
NZT hoping this wasn't Morph. Well, I don't think they've explored top left of Everest yet. I imagine that's where they'll be going next. Never mind. I think it might have been worth.
No, thank you.
I don't think wave gate glitch is in logic without high jump boots.
Phantoon.
Oh, was that a deactivated save?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then top we go. Gotta go top.
Now there's no requirements with the save in Phantoon, right? It's only a map.
I'm sorry, what was that with the save?
So Phantoon's required to be next to Phantoon map, but the save is not a requirement, right?
Save. This tells us that Phantoon's in criteria. But yeah, it doesn't have to be next to it.
Same, yeah, connected to the same module. Yeah.
This is our fourth Spo fight. I'm very happy today. I think Carter found the logic here. No, not necessarily yet. Because, yeah, he cannot go down.
There could be a loop there. Possibly, but...
True, but that wouldn't put any of that in logic. So here, I think Spore Spawn is the way to go.
Yeah.
Much to chat's delight.
Five supers for Spore?
It takes 4 to kill. I believe
4.
5 supers is logic, though.
Yeah.
And the fact that they have a missile refill station next to Spore Spawn tells me that this is where we're supposed to go. I wasn't sure either, Derp. I think what's convincing me... Yeah, this is not in logic. And yeah. If he had high jump, then it would be in logic.
Oh, found the ship.
Ashi, could you elaborate? You're talking about Spore Spawn with super missiles? Or regular missiles?
Ooh. Oh. Okay, so high jump here gets you into the gate glitch, but
Yep.
screw attack also gets you up left of the ship.
Yeah, so they each have what the other needs. Good call on the northwest ship. Carter just skipped spore spawn. And did he just skip high jump there? I think he did.
Just reset. Did he just reset his high jump? Did he go back to save with it?
Carter never got.
No, NZT here.
Oh. I think he still has it. And yes, still no morph, as the double suit object or the setting tends to have.
Oh yeah, he has it.
All right, so I think Carter is far away from getting high jump boots at this point. He's found business center and is just gonna check all these rooms. Yeah, I'd say slightly ahead as well, but high jump boots would be nice for him at this point. And that's what I'm thinking too, quick draw. You have grab jump, and that's going to help a lot. It'll make things a little slower, but not a lot is out of logic since you do have the suit anyway.
Yeah, and I agree. And then NZT should have gone wave gate as soon as he got screw. So that's where logic's pointing, other than where Carter's going. High drop isn't needed for screw.
Yeah, I'm about to say, does that mean that gravity jump in Everest is out of logic that Carter did?
Screw does not affect the gate logic. The high jump does. Crepes.
I think it could
Does it?
affect it because you're using screw to kill the side hoppers. Thank you, Derp, for the clarification. So Carter Freak doing a couple of out of logic things to be on roughly the same standing as NZT, maybe slightly ahead, like we are talking about. Yeah, I think there's morph. 10 minutes in. So I think it does. It almost makes it too difficult to do the wave gate with just 5 super missiles if you have to use those super missiles to kill the side hoppers. So I think that's what I think that's what the map is trying to tell you there. X-ray. Aqueduct coming up now? Oh,
Possibly.
so I was going to say, high jump would help Carter get to this room, which ultimately was meaningless. But he was able to successfully deboost with the waiver. So Carter showing off his skills. Fun fact, that was there's Aqueduct, just as I say that. So there's got to be something up there that is needed for progression.
Ice and supers.
Yep. And then, so with ice and super, so ice and X-ray scope could put more clipping into logic, such as Pants Room, speed. Batoon speed only needs ice to put it into medium logic. Oh, he's blinding. Is that charged? Why did he? Oh, because he doesn't have morph yet. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So he peaked. I didn't see. Do you know if that was Charger Wave? Or
it was Charger Wave. I couldn't tell which. Well, it was a beam. I'll say it's a beam because is there any difference in the color of the left side?
I don't think so. It's mostly the the top right letter.
Carter's far ahead in the lead right here with Morph Ball.
Yeah, he's getting more knowledge.
Ice being a logic break for NZT should say something to him right now.
Sure, yeah. So there's West Ocean, which we completely avoided in the first match. Oh, Kraid hiding out way over there. So that's kind of an awful way to get it. That is where high jump boots is needed. Because worst room in the game is over there, and without high jump boots, that is very difficult to get to the top of that room. So in terms of, okay, what does high jump boots help with? It would be that. Check the bottom door, Carter. Carter, let's check it.
Thank you.
There we go. We're gonna get a high five.
Ooh. Yeah, high five.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. We saw it. It counts. It counts.
Just barely.
Okay. So Carter, he does not have the Brinstar map, so he doesn't know yet that he needs the high jump boost. But it's very crucial that he got. Oh, and here as well. Yeah, you need a high jump boost for that. So I didn't realize that. Wait, the map is here. He should polish off Fantoon right here.
I think that's a Prime 2 suit, I believe. NZT side.
Yeah, the screw attack looks really nice on it with it. You can do it, Carter. The high jumpless wall jump in worst room is an extreme. Yeah, so it's like it's virtually impossible. Okay, so NZT backed out of a Fantoon fight because he only had super missiles, which you could do. It just takes a long time, and he would have been able to survive it. He has screw attack to help get him through the Madge phase of Fantoon. But Carter with the regular missiles is a little bit more comfortable position to do that. Doppler? That was a very nice combo there. I didn't count how many, but it was a lot. I'm thinking he could potentially 2-round this. Almost. Sorry, Carter, you get a slow. Super damage. Are we about to... oh, this is Bubble Mountain, correct? No, it's not. So, 17 minutes in, NZT still does not have more.
Yeah.
He does have Brinstar map knowledge, which is great, but again, there's so much he cannot do right now. Like, you know, this item on the right is just missiles, but he doesn't know that, and he can't get it. Here's Bubble Mountain. We are going to have a very long escape. That looks like a... well, I didn't see exactly how that wraps around, but if you have to go through the left or around to the right, but you're not going to get a 3-minute escape in this round.
It'd be funny if you actually had to like loop around to like, I don't know, Brinstar, like everything through there's one path, but unfortunately it's just right there.
Yeah. Harder thinking about how to get that map. Not the easiest to read, considering that there's sand pits surrounding it. But if he goes through sand pits, he will be able to get that item. I think this just leads you to the bottom of sand pit. Yeah. Alright. So he'll scan this, he'll see the major. He might see Kraid thinking, oh, thank God I have high jump boots.
Yeah, I think we go Aqueducts here to Sandpit over to Kraid.
I think so too. Luckily that Sandpit does exit out to West Ocean.
If Carter doesn't grab the save here, I'm gonna freak out.
It's right there. Just take the save, you beat Pantoon. There you go. So he does have X-ray here, so he'll probably try to get this major an aqueduct. He probably would have tried it too, even without the X-ray.
Yeah, this is ice.
Actually, he's saying heck ice. I'm gonna go down here and get this.
That's gonna be a little bit of a misplay there.
Especially when he sees what that's Spazer.
Spazer. I mean, best beam in the game, yay!
Yay! We are contractually obligated to say best beam in the game. Otherwise, Eddie will come and take out our ankles. It's the tournament of the Spazer. Yeah, he should be able to get through there. He's taking a look. All right, how does this work out? That is the Green Gate, I believe, in Meridia, underwater. And then you have your North Fair run there. Then you have the east side of...
That top path is speed locked, isn't it? Oh, no. If you warp ball.
No. Yeah. He's bailing. He might try to get that major now. If he does and then comes back down, that's obviously a little bit of a misroute from Carter.
Sure.
Oh, he doesn't have any explosives.
No PBs. Packs.
Yeah.
Yeah, PB's missing for both runners here, which who knows what the heck they are.
Yeah. So, what was speed locking, or what was power bombing lock? Which room was power bomb blocking them? In that, I'm trying to think of what we saw there. These are not power bombs; these are supers, as we know.
Well, if we don't have a means to get, we don't have a means of jumping up, so.
Oh, there was a power bomb door. Okay.
No, not the door. The over the sand pits, that little area, you need PBs to jump. North.
Okay. Yeah, and then saying there's a above Croc Speedway, you need to power. There's a power bomb door anyway. So.
Yep.
Okay. So. Power bombs might have been. Yeah, we should probably have picked up power bombs at this point, but. Let's see. A little bit higher, I think. A little bit higher. We got a mod in here.
I don't believe so.
Mo always with the solutions.
Doesn't mean we're not gonna just block you.
Okay, so where are bombs? Potentially, no, it can't be there because you would be locked out of. Yeah, you can't even get through there to the key hunter room. Can't get into that bottom left area. There's no power bombs over there.
Where the heck are the power bombs?
Yeah. Technically, I guess you could screw attack at Golden Chorizo and check. Those would be out of logic, I believe, because there's no way would they have you facing GT with 10 super missiles.
Yeah.
We could be in for another long one here, Divine.
Oh, can like it. Well, you could do GT, but it just wouldn't be in logic, right?
Right, and it wouldn't be fun. You're just sitting there and you're farming super missiles.
Like 5-minute GT or something.
Yeah, maybe not that long, but yeah, a few minutes. You can't go through there, Carter.
So I have another, what, 25 minutes to go for Nebty PBs? We're halfway there.
Yeah, 51 minutes or so.
I think it's 49:52 or something like that.
Carter can't do that. Carter can't do that because there's a power bomb door on the way. So he has to look for power bombs just as NZT does.
Some underneath ship, but I think those are power bomb locked too.
Yeah, you gotta break through both of those rooms that connect need bombs or power bombs. No boom, no room. You can't do this. Oh wait, you can. He has screw attack.
Screw attack. Yeah, I was gonna say. This
But
has to
again,
be PVs.
he can't
Oh,
get this
no
item
booms.
anyway.
No booms.
Yeah, he can't get this item.
Um,
No boom, no room.
I was gonna say we could get to the room, but we just can't do anything in the room. That sucks.
No bomb, no. Yeah.
Well, anyways, Carter getting kind of stuck in that area for a few minutes, trying to decide what to do. Meanwhile, NZT starts exploring other directions.
We may have to just blind into bombs, which not the biggest fan of. No bomb, no mom. Oh,
Somebody get Links on the phone.
bomb. I mean, even bomb and mom, are those slant rhymes? I don't know. Yeah, okay. He's looking right now. Where can we go here? Could it be Golden Chorizo? I doubt that's in logic.
I don't know. I don't know logic enough to confirm or deny that.
No bomb, no nom.
I got one that only works if it's written instead of spoken.
No bomb, no two. Oh, nope. Yeah, you just gotta assume no bomb, no town. No bomb, no comms. That's it. I'm out of here. If we don't get bombs in the next 10 minutes, Divine and I were done. We're done. It's gonna be 11:10. I'm gonna want lunch soon. You know?
Lunchtime.
And then has to go to sleep. You know, has to in the proverbial sense. All right, Carter's blinding. Bombs? No. This is just what NZT got a minute ago. At this point, I'm checking Bomb Chorizo. I mean, it's in the name, right? It's even in the name.
NZT, you can't go here.
He's gonna.
Oh, he can ice clip. Yeah, no.
He can ice clip. This is in logic.
This is logic. Yeah, I think this is the move.
So you were waiting. We were waiting for. Oh, will there be an ice clip that? This is it.
Yeah. But so is X-ray to ice beam to here.
So again, this is the thing that I brought up. You can't get back down here, so that's what I'm wondering. Technically, this is in logic, but like, it shouldn't be because you're leaving a room that you can't get back to in order to find an item. So it's kind of a weird thing where it's like, I don't know if this is logical.
Well,
oh, it could loop with. Does it go back into?
This goes back to criteria.
To Turian. There you go, Turian. Because it'll go to the dragon room, I think. Or no.
PBs.
PBs hold. There it is. It only took us half an hour. But yeah, I guess to go back to that discussion, there has to be an explicit loop where you know, oh, if I go this way, I definitely can come back. But the thing is, you don't know that you can come back until you got the map. So again, that's something that I'm still trying to understand with oh, you can't come back. Well, these power bombs were here almost as if they were in logic, and it's just hard to kind of reconcile that. That'll be a conversation for the Discord, I believe.
Doesn't have to be explicit. I thought it was like it's against blinding.
Right. And is it because that there's a map there that it's like, oh, it's not technically blinding, but so okay, well, if this is not power bombs that Carter's checking at GT, then it's just going to be down to, can he recognize that he has to ice clip in Brinstar or in Green Shaft? Yeah.
Yeah, the community race yesterday, Toaster.
Yeah. Could you elaborate on that one?
I don't. I was doing other things, but
yeah,
there was a very, very large loop that was just completely. You would never have thought that it'd actually be a loop.
Right.
Which so just like sum up. It was a loop that was like, it was like a double. It was a loop inside of a loop. It was the most asinine thing I think I've ever seen.
Loopception. I think this will be one we talk about with Aussie. I really do, because it's just such good knowledge to have in terms of how much you can risk, and it can definitely affect how you play seeds. For me, I would do it too, because obviously the map is right there, and odds are when you're going up Green Brinstar Shaft, odds are you're going to find something that you need there. But there are many examples where it's not as clear and obvious, and those are the ones that seem to confuse a lot of racers. Like right now, Carter might be thinking, if he can clip through ice, if he can ice clip, oh, that can't be the way because I can't get back. So again, if we could have a definitive statement on that, I think that would be good for the community at large.
Oh,
I like this reverse lava dive, or acid dive.
If we came in from the if there's some way to come in from the top, that would be logic.
Oh, so this could circle around to this could circle around. So, a couple questions. If I don't, I'm guessing that. Okay, well, there's that. So that probably tells you that that is in logic. That ice flip is in logic now. I think. Again, this is going to be interesting to see how. Does this also connect up here? If it connects more explicitly, then that will tell me more that it's in logic. No, it doesn't. You can get out. No, you can't get out of that. Sure, why not? Is reverse amphitheater with 2 E-tanks in logic on hard. Double suit. I was thinking it is. Because if that's the case, by peeking Mickey Mouse, you will see that there is a loop to the Green Brinstar Shaft, and that will tell you, okay, this is in logic. So you're saying probably not. Maybe 3, I'm getting. Maybe 3.
Come on, take that save, NZT. There's no reason to. It's great.
I feel for Carter right now. But now, if you look at that top map, you will see that Mickey Mouse does connect, like I was saying, and so that will tell the player, this is in logic because I can get back if I need to. So yeah. I think that's what we're dealing with here. He needs to recognize that that loop tells him that a clip is in logic. So right now he's looking at all the X's and saying, okay, none of these are, I can't get to any of these. He has to look at Norfair and see that he can clip through and return. So Okay, so 2 E-tanks are probably not in logic for Amphitheater, but there are 2 E-tanks he could get up there at the top left, which would tell me that Amphitheater, reverse Amphitheater is what you're supposed to do to enable, in order to see that Mickey Mouse connects.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird explanation, but that's what I'm starting to get here. And in the meantime, NZT has beaten Kraid. He's found bombs, and again, without Carter getting into the Green Brinstar shaft, it's NZT's just going to keep padding his lead here.
Yeah.
Whenever I see Carter's avatar putting his head down, I die a little bit inside. It's such a cool avatar. I don't want to see it sad. Is there an X he can get in Criteria? I didn't see. Looks like he's going that way, at least.
Maybe.
We're near the beginning of the...
I thought it was one that he already saw and reset him.
Oh, he's going to check again here. What's he doing here? He's just going to straight up fight him?
He's actually just doing GT.
You should peek. He can peek it. Unless he thinks he can't do it without getting GT out of the way. Alright, well this is going to be a while, so
Yeah.
we're going to watch NZT for a little bit, see what he's up to. Yeah, you can go ahead, Ed. We don't hear this theme that much, so, you know. At this point now, NZT's probably just going to start looking for more maps and try to get into other areas so we can start seeing more bosses. In the meantime, this is slow going for Carter. I would wait to get as many super missiles as I can, because once GT grabs the missile, you can start firing off more supers. Then you can even start firing off regular missiles as he's holding it. Yeah, like you said right there. That wasn't too bad. Alright, so that gives him more room to operate here. This hat, if these aren't power bombs, my heart's gonna break for him. Getting up here is not free. Oh, no! No! Oh.
So as tempting as it is to reset here, I think he doesn't because he needs those for ammo.
Yeah, Norfair's right there. He's looking, what can I do here? Can I get Indiana Jones? No, I cannot. Can I get to the west side of Indiana Jones? No, I cannot. Mickey Mouse, I have to enter from the top. Can I get to the top? Oh, here's a clip here. I have ice and X-ray. Maybe. In the meantime, did NZT just grab charge?
That's go mode. Yep.
Yeah.
That's over. Yeah.
I mean, he needs, what, 1 E-tank, and he's just good to go.
2.
Sorry, yeah, 2.
But, yeah, it's not looking good.
And I don't think Carter recognizes it right now.
Is ET having a little trouble with Mama here?
See, this is one of those things where, you know, Carter's played many map randos like we have, and you don't see this come into logic that much, so it's not something that you immediately recognize when you look at the map. you'll look and you'll see, oh, here's the lava dive. I have high jump and gravity. I can easily do that. I know that's in hard logic. Or, oh, here's a snail clip. We do it all the time in Aqueduct. This one does not come as often, and so he might not be in the right mindset to think, oh, this is what I have to do. And it's really difficult, and in a way, it's unfortunate for the player who doesn't really see that quickly. Like, I was doing a match with Kiara, and like, we did not immediately identify that, oh, you can reverse Croc Speedway, because that hardly ever comes up in hard logic. You know, you're used to all the other things you do a bunch of other times. So,
Easy.
SpeedGaming 2. Oh, wait, did
Albert
SpeedGaming
pause
2?
here, man.
Yeah, no, he's trying. He's trying, and I don't blame him. Did SpeedGaming 2 just end their stream? Was that the one that was on stream for like 50 hours?
Yes, it was.
Let's go. And why are there 21 people in there?
Every time I went to check the channel, there were like 17 people in it. I was like, why are you here?
Yeah. And Tickles, yeah, that's true too. Like, again, it's not easily identifiable either, because it's not, you don't see the loop. It's not explicit. So Carter's looking at this. He needs to realize that you can clip there.
I mean, you have a save right nearby. Just go clip. What's the worst that can happen? You can't get out?
I think maybe it's just not hitting him. Like, he can do that.
Yeah, I at this point, I think he just doesn't actually see the clip.
Yeah. Yeah, quick draw. Earlier when he got there, it was blind because he didn't know that Mickey Mouse was there to connect it to. Only when he did a reverse amphitheater did he find that out. Yeah. And I think the fact that there is a loop does put that in logic, but again, how often does this come out? Does this come up? Very rarely does this come up. Once every 30 randos, maybe? Oh, an ice moonfall. Okay. That's and then coming with the with the strats there. I don't like this map. I thought I hated the last map more. At least that one had like more obvious progressions.
Yeah.
To have this be the thing that separates NZT and karterfreak by 20 minutes, I'm not the biggest fan of. So again, I've said it before. I do feel for him. In the meantime, NZT is just, he's out hunting, right? He got all he needs. He just needs to. Well, he hasn't killed Fantoon yet, has he? Fantoon is in Criteria.
I don't know. I thought he did, but
he did. Yeah, he did. It took a little. I remember it took a little while, but he did. He did with like 20 missiles and 5 supers or supers. Yeah. Okay, so at this point, he's looking for Ridley and Dragon.
We know
I'm gonna call it
where Mother Brain is, so
yeah. So what have we not found yet? Then I think this is the only map we haven't found. This and Wrecked Ship.
Brain and Criteria.
Yeah, it's interesting how that loops back. This is a big Turian. I'm gonna say that both Ridley and Dragon are in here.
Wait, Golden Chorizos? Where, Carter? Where are you going?
He's gonna ice clip.
Oh
no! Oh,
he left the room at 0 HP. No!
Oh, what a scam!
I saw the transition and everything.
And that's not the right way either, so he's just going to take more time going to the wrong way.
Yeah.
Ridley's directly to the left, I'm calling it. Oh, well, you know, he's sort of directly to the left. And there's Dragon.
Yeah, it's... Just need some E-tanks.
Yeah. He could take Dragon on right now. I think 2 suits and 200 HP should be fine for him. All right, I'm interested to see what Carter's thinking here.
Where are you going?
Carter, just farm the orbs down there. They drop power bombs. Sorry.
Forehead.
Nice moonfall. He's gonna freeze the bugs.
Oh my god, no shot.
He's gonna lure the bugs over and then freeze them.
Turn screw off.
Don't kill him. Yeah, I would turn screw off.
Yep.
Oh!
Mm-hmm.
For that reason. Don't worry, we got another one right here. Nice HP.
Right before it disappears.
Ah. It despawned. Oh no, it probably went to the bottom. It probably went underneath the... Yeah. But yeah, you could also ice clip up there and get the Indiana Jones item. Don't...
Turn it off, Carter. Thank you.
I want these to be power bombs. I want him to find power bombs.
Yeah. Strange how there's no collision on the walls for those.
Yeah. So they can actually go underneath the map. It's really they're really interesting. So yeah, he can do an ice clip up here. I think that's what he's aiming for right now. Or no, he just wants to get him on his way. Stay close. Lead the flea. Nice.
Yeah, he's getting it higher. Yeah. Oh, it's just gonna suck for Carter though.
Yeah. If this is just a single missile.
Let's get some. Grappling is not what you want to see here.
Okay, well, he could grapple up to Indiana Jones, I guess. But all of this is out of logic.
Yeah.
Oh no. We're almost at Carter PBs. Hold.
Oh.
This was the hardest one. Oh, nice.
He's still got to make the last one.
Oh my god. Those are absolutely not in logic, but I'm so happy for him anyway. At least I don't think.
Nah, I don't think it. Yeah.
I don't think the flea lure. I don't think the flea lure is in logic, but
I have no clue.
If Carter's spirit hasn't been completely destroyed, I am interested to see if we do a interview afterwards, his realization about clipping through. Yeah, I think the reverse dive does need more E-tanks, but there were some more E-tanks. The early supers room he could get to, those had 2 E-tanks. So he could have had up to 4 here.
Yeah, he could have gotten that with Mock Ball and gotten 2 more E-tanks. He said he could easily be at 4.
Yep. Well, I would not have banked on those being power bombs, but I'm happy nonetheless. All right, now he's gonna go. Well, we'll see if he wants to just take care of Kraid right now in Criteria, so he doesn't have to come back until the ship is. I mean, you know, this is his thought process right now. Looks like he wants to just get this map. Oh, Carter. All right, and a Ridley fight with one E-Tank, but he does have gravity this time, so NZT should have an easier time with this. I say should. Smart to use the regular missiles. Then once Ridley starts getting aggressive, you can fire off those big hitters. Thank you, Annen, for checking the logic on that. Alright, I think he needs a couple more. Be careful! Careful! Oh! No.
Not going enough far enough right so that when he went back left, you could get the turnaround with Pogo.
Yeah. That's alright, he just saved over here. NZT is not happy with Ridley this round. He's been giving him the business. It's been so long that I don't even know what this major is here. Charge, I think.
Charge, it's charge. Right? Yeah, charge. Yeah.
Okay, so that's funny. Even though that save point was like 2 tiles away from Ridley, it does take a little bit of time to get back there. I'm not saying that the match is in any jeopardy or anything, but it's kind of annoying. Plus, NZT doesn't know that Carter's had trouble getting through, getting power bombs. As far as he knows, Carter could have found power bombs like 5 minutes before him. There we go, wait for the swoop. Try to get the pogo here. No. Fire some more. Here we go. This should be it. Oh no.
Big grabs.
Yeah. It's almost to where you want to pretty much
okay.
Good work there. See, the issue there is you're using your spacer beam for the last few hits, which is not ideal. Ideally, you'd want to use your spacer ice and your missiles first, at least until he's close to his first phase ending. And then when you feel comfortable with that, you can fire off those 20 some odd missiles.
Yeah.
But, you know, Ridley's done. NZT is probably not going to have to see Ridley anymore for this round. Is this the best refill spot for Mother Brain? He's just getting enough to get through. Okay.
Well, we still need 2 E-tanks, so there's...
That's true. So, yeah. I think the early Supers room was in the same area as Mother Brain. Uh-oh.
Let's say so, yeah.
Careful. There's one right there you can get. Doesn't have wave. So he needs to nail this gate glitch. He's about due for a clutch right here. Called it. Always loved the first try gate glitch. Makes you look like a G.
Carter getting the bad news of an absolutely empty Meridia.
No, I don't like it when his head sinks down. Oh, power bombs. There you go.
Was there a major? I didn't even think there was a major. All I saw was like E-Tank there.
Yeah. Speed booster. Useless at this point.
There's probably one at the far left.
Oh, look at that. That's rising criteria. There's the ship refill. He needs one more E-Tank, though. Okay, so there is one close to Mother Brain. Is this a reserve? No, it's not a reserve. It's an E-Tank. All right, guys. Well, we have a short route to the ship, but I don't think NN 69 seconds, even that, is too much time for this escape. So, what do you guys think? The ship escape?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, get this guy out of here.
That's actually quite the long way around.
I'm gonna go 35.
Wait, could you go above Mother Brain there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's friggin' like 40 seconds, maybe, if that.
Shorter ones tend to be a little bit tighter. Like, you'll probably finish it with about 3 seconds left. But yeah, I'm gonna go 35. So you have to climb Parlor, and then you have to go down that grapple room. Oh,
So
and then with an
we can go from
actual
a 3-minute 15 escape to what's probably like a 30.
Yeah. So NZT is using that supers at first. He's gonna get a longer catch-up phase because of this.
Questionable.
Yeah, but this should be all right for him. The runner-up NZT's caliber won't let that affect him. NN said 6.9.
Yep.
Oh, he got catch-up. NN said 6.9 seconds, and that I'm done with him. I'm done with him. NZT is thinking, oh my gosh, what if, Carter was a couple minutes behind me last match. Is he right behind me now? And he's obviously comfortably ahead, but you never know the psyche of these guys. I'm gonna stick with 35 seconds. Oh.
Now we only need NZT to fail Bloody Brain like 6 more times.
Maybe a little bit more than that. Hi, Amrock. Yeah, since he doesn't have a wave, he has to do it from underneath. Great job on the math there for NZT. Okay, so please You should fire. There we go. He's learning. He's gonna fire off the spazers. I would still fire off spazers before you go to the super missiles. Careful. Maybe he likes ketchup. I don't know. Seems to be more comfortable now. And that's it. Yeah, the first game wasn't a picnic either. 35 seconds.
Wait. Let's go!
Oh. Obviously, this seed underestimates the skills of these runners because he's going to get there before 35. Okay, maybe not. Like I said, they kind of leave it with about 5 seconds with seeds this short.
That's GG's.
We came to NZT. Carter, unfortunately, having a little bit of trouble in the mid game, which happens to the best of us. And in matchups like this, if your opponent snuffs it out and you don't, then this is what happens because Carter is a much better runner than the margin here would indicate. It's just a tough. It was a tough seed to.
Are you sure about that?
Is very tough.
Yes, we are.
Carter is in here. Let's see if we can get NZT in here as well. It'll be just a sec. Let me see. We'll check in to see if he wants to. I'll come to chat for a bit. Okay, so he'll be on in a second. Okay. Okay, well, should we get started or wait for NZT? I don't know the protocol here for sure. Wait, well, let's just start getting the conversation going at least. Hi Carter, this D-Rock the Lizard. We have Divine here, co-calming with me, and have NN here. I'd ask you how you're feeling after that second seed, but we saw it was a pretty tough one. Your thoughts on it, especially the power bomb?
I have no idea where
journey?
logical PBs were because I know that wasn't logical PBs. I looked everywhere on the map, couldn't find any X's anywhere I could actually access, so I don't know.
So
First game was even worse.
So here's what it was, and we had a conversation in the chat about this because we were unsure about this. When you went reverse amphitheater and you saw Mickey Mouse got hit, the other side of Mickey Mouse, and you look up and you see that Mickey Mouse connects with Green Brinstar, that to us was the ultimate tell that Green Brinstar ice clip was in logic because otherwise we had no way of knowing that you had to do that, even with ice and ice and X-ray. Just never popped into our minds because, like I was talking about it in the commentary, we don't see that as the progression very often in hard randos, and I think that's what it was because obviously you're a much better runner than what this margin would indicate. It's just one of those things that we just don't think about it because it hardly ever happens, and it sucks when something like that can decide a match like that. So that's what kind of that's I think what was the single biggest point in this randomizer, and is just unfortunate on your end. So yeah, that's what it boiled down to. NZT's in here right now. I just want to ask you, NZT, is this something that immediately clicked to your mind, or did you have to run through the map a few times before you said, "Oh, this is what I have to do next"?
Are we talking about the power bombs in C2?
Yeah,
Or
sorry, the powerbomb C2 where you had to ice clip in the green Brinstar shaft.
yeah. Actually, I forgot I had X-ray. I was thinking before that I'm just gonna clip myself through there. I don't really need the X-ray for it. But when I realized that I have X-ray, I knew that that's actually in logic. However, still a bit weird because there needs to be a path back, and I'm not sure what it was. But I just found the power bombs, and I
It
was
was
just
Mickey Mouse
happy to
room.
have them. Okay, so Mickey Mouse led back. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and the thing is, you don't know that until you get the map, or you do what Carter did, which was reverse amphitheater, and then you were able to see that. Oh, there's the other side of Mickey Mouse.
Yep.
So it was kind of weird in that respect. Carter did the reverse amphitheater with 2 E-tanks. We think it takes more to put that in hard logic. There were a couple of E-tanks in early Super Room, which you could got, which would put it in logic. So I think what we think is that the seed was telling you was that if you go reverse amphitheater, check Mickey Mouse, and look at the map, you'll see that, oh, there is a way through to get back out if you needed to. So again, it was just there's a weird way of indicating that, the green Brinstar clip was in logic. It's just something you don't see very often. Um, Divine, did you have any questions or anything that you wanted to ask them, especially with game 2? No.
Me? No.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I don't think there was really any much more to say about about game 2, unless NZT or Carter, you guys wanted to bring anything up. If you had any questions, Carter or
Nope.
NZT, about what you guys saw.
I guess, Carter, did you kill Spore Spawn or did you do the gate glitch?
I didn't kill Spore Spawn, no.
Okay. At the
Yeah, he
beginning,
did.
I was contemplating between the two. I knew the gate glitch is not in hard, but then again, it could just lead to a dead end.
Yeah, Carter was actually leading for a little bit because he broke logic a couple times, getting screw attack early, um, skipping spore spawn. He did skip high jump for a little bit, but he did come back to it. It didn't seem like it punished him, since there was still the issue of the bombs. He was able to go and get high jump boots eventually. But yeah, we noticed he did the gate glitch, which wasn't in logic, as you said. And we got three out of 4 potential spore spawn fights, so you can't be too mad about that. Any other thoughts on the second game while it's fresh in the mind?
I don't got anything.
Okay, so game 1, we had Varia plus movement. That was one of your longer Varia movement seeds. Lots of underwater traversing, a little bit of backtracking.
A
Criteria was
little
one of
bit.
Yeah, just a little.
yeah, I tend to be a little conservative with that word, but yeah, we had a hard time finding criteria on the map, like watching you guys, until we realized that it was at the bottom of Rex ship. I think what we saw was Carter trying to get some ammo so that he could just take care of Norfair and then go down and then be done with that section with all those bosses and then go down to Rex ship. It was a pretty close race. It got pretty close, even though NGT had a decent lead for much of it because there were a couple Ridley deaths. It was a pretty low E-tank seed for both of you guys. But yeah, that was a much slower, methodical one, and I'm gonna guess that Gravity was probably at the pirate shaft. That was like a double major there, but it was so far out of the way, and by the time you could get it, mean, you were speed locked for most of the seed anyway. So you don't have speed, you don't have gravity. It's just a lot of moving back and forth. So, any thoughts or questions on that first game from you guys?
Honestly, that first game, I think if I had played the beginning of it better, I would have been finished about 20 minutes earlier. But because I lost easily 20 minutes of time just from deaths at the beginning and just not hitting shots on spore spawn.
Yeah, right. With the super missiles drops not happening in a spore spawn fight, and then because they don't drop anything, and then having to revert to get morph a couple times. That kind of was the deficit, right? Because then for the most part, you guys pretty much followed each other to a T. The exception was the first time NZT went down, he took Dragon, so he wouldn't have to go back up and get Dragon again when he went to go get Ridley, and I think it was Kraid. But for the most part, you guys mirrored each other. You guys are probably both hoping that you'd find gravity, and it just never, or speed. It just didn't happen until much later on. And did you guys immediately notice when you got?
You cut off a little bit there.
Sorry, when you got the Norfair map or the map that had all the bosses on it, did you immediately identify that Kraid was speed locked?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that
Of,
kind
co-
of
of course, we gonna assume Carter did the same thing. I don't think we would have gone major hunting at that point unless we had immediately seen that there is a massive problem here. And at that point, I had already checked the 2 majors at the starting zone. So I was hoping that speed was in the section north of Norfair. Sure which one it was, but it was completely barren.
Yeah, when you think about it, it is a terribly trolly seat because at the top you have Kraid, who is speed locked, top of Norfair. And at the bottom, all the way in the bottom left of Criteria, the farthest end is speed.
Yep.
So it's just Divine noticed that in the chat you apologized for rolling that seed, and she obviously there's no way of knowing what you were going to produce with that, but that was quite the slog for both of you guys. And you know, we were glad though that at the end that it was a close enough race, so that it made for good entertainment. I'm sure it was very frustrating at times, having to deal with going back and forth in water, but that's the risk you run with some of these Varia seeds. Divine, any question or anything you want to ask them for game number 1?
No, I think they've answered all the questions that they need themselves.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, then we'll just go ahead here and we'll get some final thoughts. We'll start with NZT. Any final thoughts before we head out?
Can someone explain why I'm so bad at boss fights in this game?
Explain why you're bad at what?
Boss fights.
Oh, the Ridley was being a pain. Admittedly, you had a little bit of lower energy, and in the first game you only had Varia, so Ridley hits hard for I think like 80 damage with his tail, and that's just what happens when you have low HP and Varia. It happens to all of us, at least most of us here in these bronze and silver ranks. But I know you guys are hard at work with the practicing and the grinding. I'm sure that with a little bit of time, that's not going to be an issue for you going forward.
Yeah, practicing really hard here. This was the 6th game I played this month, with the previous 4 being the tournament games.
In my case, I had been practicing, and most of my seeds have been in 40-50 minute range, and then tournament matches happen, and yeah.
Shit just hits the fan.
Yeah, don't you just hate that when you look and you're like, oh, why couldn't I have got this one? As a seed. And
I don't think I had a single good seed this whole tournament, to be honest. So I don't know.
Yeah, so it is it is it's disappointing to see that, because we know of your guys' prodigious skill with this game. You guys don't end up in silver bracket without stringing some wins together, and yeah, it is frustrating. You're in a one-on-one situation here. You have a nice sized audience, and you want to showcase your talents. And when you get tough seeds like this, it can be quite frustrating, as I know. Okay, Carter, any other final thoughts that you might have?
Mostly just thanks to everybody for hosting the tournament. I'm kind of glad I'm out right now because I need to start learning Aura anyway. So
Yeah,
good luck on your future matches, NZT.
Thank you. I was really hoping you'd win because I've been so busy. But GG's, GG's, and I hope we meet again in future tournaments. And thank you for the commentary. Thank you for tracking.
Welcome.
Absolutely. Okay, so as far as that goes, Carter is out of the silver bracket, as stated. NZT will face the loser of Mo or Nito. So that's going to be a good one to watch. In terms of the tournament at large, we do have a few more matches today. Log Grab and Tickles will be up against each other on SpeedGaming 3 at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Sephi, Wix, and OSU will be on that match. And then at 7:30 Eastern, we have Dataplet and Unforeseen Menace to finish out the bronze quarterfinalists. That's going to be a great matchup. Crepes and Wix fan will be on that one as well. So with that said, Divine, thank you for co-comm. NN, thank you as always for the tracking. For NZT and Carter, D-Rocky Lizard, we'll see you next time. Take care.
See you, everyone.